Well, today I'm getting ready to see my daughter-in-law, and we are going to talk about our relationship and some things that have happened in the past. We have not always had a good relationship. I really don't know who she is as a person, and I feel that there are some questions that I need to ask her, especially about her relationship with my son, present and in the future, and what are their plans for the next 5 years. So this should be very interesting, you guys. You're going to be here for the whole thing. I hope it heals. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? I'm good. I asked you to come here today, and you know Rocky, so we're not gonna let Rocky get into our conversation because he's a parrot and he's gonna make noise.
Right.
So, but I asked you to come here today because I feel that mine and your relationship, there hasn't been one.
No, it hasn't. It's
Right.
non-existent.
It's non-existent.
So I'm happy that it's been a decade, so I'm happy that
Exactly. And with everything that's going on with the pandemic and everything, I've been really working hard, working in the hospital with my patients and stuff. And I really didn't have I was kind of evading this conversation. Like I kind of didn't want it to happen. But
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of self-evaluation, and I said that it's time for this conversation. And it's time for us to try to work on a relationship. But there's just some things that I'm not sure of, and there's some things that I want to know for myself, and that's why I asked you to pick out 5 questions that you want to ask me, and I have written down 5 questions that I want to ask you. And maybe that'll shed some light on our relationship and trying to make our relationship where we have one, because we don't have one.
Right. That's fair. And I really do appreciate it. And I'm happy to be here. Your home is beautiful.
Thank you.
And so let's get into it.
Okay. Where did you meet my son? I never knew the story. I never asked about the story.
That's crazy. I met him at the unemployment office.
So there was a shortage of other people's sons at the unemployment office? I mean, did I say something funny?
No, I mean,
there were other people's sons around. So why did you choose mine?
Your son talked to me.
Oh, he talked to you first?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
I didn't know that.
Yes, he did. We were in the unemployment office, and your mom actually made him go to the unemployment office because he had just lost his job. And he was standing behind me. He was just like, you look nice. And then it just went from there. My sister was like, he's a really nice guy. Like, you should talk to him. She told him that I did hair, and he asked me to do his hair. And then ever since that day that I did his hair, he paid me. Ever since that day, we just...
So how long was it between the time that you met him at the unemployment office and then did y'all just like start calling each other and start like chatting each other up like after the unemployment office? Like was there like any kind of courtship?
So we text. He invited me to a couple of shows. I wasn't able to make it to the one show that he needed me to do his hair for because I had Azaria. She was just a baby. She was just 6 months.
So you met him around the time you already had Azaria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Azaria was just 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. He took me out.
Where did he take you?
He took me to Art Thomas. That was our first date.
Okay.
It was so nice.
Okay.
They got like birds and stuff.
Okay.
It was really nice.
How long before that, when he started dating you, did you actually meet us? Because I don't know the story. Did he actually bring you over to meet us, or was it some time that passed? Because all of a sudden I looked up and you was there.
So I met your mom.
So you met my mom first.
Yeah.
So you didn't meet me, like I was the last one you met, right?
Probably. But Miss Jackie, you work like 24 hours a day. So I don't recall who I met, like in what order, because y'all family's so big.
I just think that I had like a lot of misconceptions of you. Like I just felt like you was like a fast girl.
Really?
Like you was like trying to bait my son and trying to get him to date you. Like
what?
It just was like it. All of a sudden, it's like I didn't know you, and then all of a sudden you just dropped in. Like it was just like overnight, and I was like saying to my mother, I was like, where did she come from?
That's funny. Yeah, I curved him at first because, and I was very upfront and honest with him that I had just gotten out of a relationship, and to be honest, I wasn't looking. Like what I went through with.
So you wasn't looking for a baby daddy? Like someone to take care of your kids?
I wasn't looking for a man at all.
At all.
Like,
Okay,
I was
okay,
like, I'm
okay.
done for right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Like, I gotta just
Okay.
take care of myself and my child, you
Okay.
know?
That's That's understandable. Because I thought you was just looking for somebody to take over your baby's daddy's responsibilities.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I
Don't stutter.
got pregnant.
Don't stutter.
No.
You don't have to feel nervous.
No, I just want to. I'm
You
going
wanna
to
clarify.
pause.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
going to pause because I'm
Okay.
just making sure. I want to make sure that my words flow.
Okay.
So when I got pregnant with Azania, my dad asked me, "Are you prepared to do this by yourself?" And I had to think about it for a while, and I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, if you're prepared to do this by yourself, then move forward, with your pregnancy. But if you're not prepared, you have options." So I really took that into consideration. I wasn't looking for a man to take care of me.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to clear that up because at that point,
That's so funny. You thought I was fast?
Yes, I thought you was fast, and I thought you was trying to take over my son. Like you were like came in and you had this young baby with you, and I was like, Richard.
He had a baby too.
Yeah, he had a baby, but it just looks different that you had a baby, and you were bringing a new baby because his baby was a little bit older than yours, right? Around the time.
She was only 1 year. She's only 1 year older.
But still, when you think of a relationship, you always think of the man having the baby first, and you meeting someone that's single.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw a baby, because you got to understand how I look at from my perspective. All of a sudden, I see a baby,
girl,
a young lady.
I probably would be the same.
Yeah,
I probably would be the same.
Right, because if it was your son, and then all of a sudden you seen a woman show up, not just walk through the door by herself, but walk through the door with a kid in tow. Come on now.
Yeah, it's like what's going on.
What's going on?
So why didn't you then take the opportunity to get to know me?
Because at that point, I was just like over it. To tell you the truth, I just was like, you know what?
You just made up in your mind. Like,
Yeah, I said
I don't
was
like
just,
this girl.
I was.
She's fast.
Exactly. I was done, and me and my mother had conversations, and I'm like, I don't even want to get to know her. Seriously,
So
we're here talking about this, and I'm telling you exactly how I feel, and exactly what I was feeling, how I was feeling that day it happened, because I could see it vividly in my mind.
Yeah.
It was just, to me, it was just like,
But what did you think I wanted from your son?
I just felt like at that time when you met him, he was vulnerable too, even though he was probably coming out of a relationship. Because a lot of those young girls like Richard. So he was probably coming out of a relationship. I don't know who he was seeing at that time, but I was just hoping that he would have been in a relationship with someone that was not, both of y'all wasn't at the unemployment office. It was him at the unemployment office, but he met you there, so both of y'all was unemployed. Y'all didn't have nothing.
For a short time.
Because after that, you got a job where?
He got a job first. He paid for me to go to school.
I remember that, and I thought that was crazy too.
You inspired me to get my CNA.
I inspired you, but I would have thought that you would have took a little bit more initiative to take care of that on your own.
I was also paying rent, and I was taking care of my child.
So you was looking for other women's children.
I wasn't looking for anybody.
You was looking for other women's children.
He offered. I wasn't looking for anybody to put me through school.
Okay, let's move on.
So when the girls were younger, you treated Azania different from Z, and that really bothered me. Why did you?
Because I did not want to be comfortable with the fact that you had brought this child in, and I really didn't have a relationship with the child. And I was, relationships break up every day. I didn't want to get comfortable with your daughter, and then I wasn't really sure about your position or your place. I wasn't even sure if you were coming to stay or if you were just coming for the time being. Because there's a reason and a season for everything. So I thought your position was just for a season. I didn't think it was for a reason.
So you don't even know that your son asked me to marry him when we were 21?
No, I knew nothing about that. What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding
To me,
anything.
it seems like you hide behind certain things. So are you fake? It's like you try to play up to me, and then you try to play up to other people in the family too. So it just seems like you just hiding.
Absolutely not. I don't even think you've gotten to the first layer of who I am. Because if you knew me, then some of these questions you wouldn't even have to ask.
Well, you know what? That's a good point.
And it seems like
That's
it's a
point.
deeper issue.
That's a point.
It seems like
In what way a deeper issue?
in the way that you didn't even know that your son asked me to marry him when we were 21.
I didn't. At that time, me and Richard wasn't really talking that deeply because of a lot of situations with him and his father that he had to resolve. So it's like at that point he wasn't really sure of who he really was. So that's why I said to myself, this ain't gonna last. So that's the reason why I never really got to know you or even wanted to know you at that point
Because you were having issues with your son.
right, and I was having issues with him, plus his position with his father. You know, him getting to know his father. Then you came along with a newborn baby, and I was like, you know what, this is just entirely too much. So I kind of like drew back, like way back. You notice I never asked you any questions. I really never talked to you that much. I mean, can you remember back then?
I remember us going and shopping.
There was never no real deep conversations between me and you.
So I feel like it has never been that kind of relationship between you and your son.
Absolutely.
And so I can't take the position of having a relationship with you that he doesn't even have with you.
Yeah, but you as a person who he cared a lot about. Obviously, he cared a lot about you because he met you in the unemployment line and brought you home.
And married me.
And and I didn't even know about that. I didn't even think that was real.
You thought that was fake?
Yeah, I thought that was fake. I did not think it was real. I did not think it was real. I was
Amazing.
kind of.
And that's why you didn't congratulate us?
What you think?
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay.
The issue is that you don't know your son.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not true. I am just now starting to know my son, but I also feel that you as a wife could have helped that too. You as a wife could, as a woman could have helped that too in that regard.
I absolutely encourage Richard to have a relationship with all of his family members. I encourage. The thing is,
why are you talking so loud?
No, because what happens is people make it seem like I have control over him. He is his own person.
Bring it down.
He's his own person. Y'all have to get to know him to understand he makes his own decisions. And I encourage him to call you. I encourage him to call his grandma. I encourage him, hey, did you speak to this person today? Hey, did you talk to this person?
Why are you getting so excited?
No, because people act like when you're in a relationship with somebody that you have some sort of control over them.
No,
and that's
you
not
don't.
the
You
case.
don't have control over them.
All I can do is encourage him to
there
do
are
things.
times when you can influence them and inspire them to do something different.
And I have done that. But you don't even know me enough to know that that's something that I have done.
And that's why I said to myself, let's sit down and have this conversation so that we can put it all out on the table.
Well,
we can squash it, because it has been where we don't interact. We don't interact.
I agree. And that wasn't my ideal situation.
Right.
When it came to me marrying into a family.
And because
I'm a dope ass person.
Right. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm pretty dope.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm pretty dope.
Okay,
I'm pretty dope.
Let's not give each other accolades. Let's not give each other accolades.
I'm giving myself an accolade, but I can extend that to you as well, because they say that a man finds a woman like his mother. So there's things that you probably don't even know about me. I don't ask nobody for shit the same way you don't.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. We have more in common than you even know.
Well, and that may be true. So that's why I said let's sit down and talk about things so that we can get it out in the open, so that we can start building a relationship with each other. Because you can't keep being in a negative situation, because I'm like, when you come over, I'm like, hey, Richard. Oh, hey, Epiphany.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It can't be like
and
that.
Sometimes you smile, and I'm just like,
I mean, I'm gonna smile, but right,
but see, but like that about me. But the thing is, too, Miss Jackie, what you don't know is, regardless of anything that anybody has ever said about you, I tell them straight up, she's crazy as hell. I don't care. I love her because that's my husband's mother. Yeah, she's crazy and all that, but I still love her because she gave birth to my husband.
But you know what? Everybody's crazy.
Everybody has their own crazy.
Everybody has their own crazy.
I'm dealing with mine. I'm operating mine.
I'm dealing with mine.
Everybody has their own crazy. We all tripping.
We all tripping.
Everybody's
they tripping. Everybody.
I'm not fasting. I wasn't trying to trap your kid.
Okay. Okay. So what is your goal for the future? Do you plan on having more kids? Because I think that would be a mistake.
Why? Do you think that would
I
be
just
a
don't
mistake?
think that you guys should have any more kids. I just
Why?
think that you should just leave it at 2, so that both of y'all have goals. He has goals. You have
But
goals.
we don't have a child
I
together
just-
from our union.
Why do you think that you need to have one? Why can't just 2 be enough?
Because
You
we
raise-
would like to have a child from our union.
So when is that going to happen? Should I be? Are you carrying one now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It hasn't happened, and
Dun, dun, dun.
that's an emotional subject for me
Why?
because
Why
I
is it
haven't
emotional?
been able to conceive.
Oh, okay, I can understand that. That's a serious
So,
thing. So we're
yeah,
not going to even go there in any type of negative way, because that's a hard thing for a woman when she's trying to conceive and she can't. So I understand that. That's no shade. That's no shade. Seriously, I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
That's something that
I didn't want you to sit here and cry. You know me, and you know that my line of questioning, I'm not gonna be fake with you.
No,
So,
it's fine.
and I
That's
feel-
fair, but it's just like I understand why I haven't been able to conceive if you, his mother, you don't even wish that for us.
Well, Epiphany, I'm not gonna sit here and be fake, because you just asked me, are you fake? I'm not gonna be fake. I can't be fake. So I know me saying this might hurt your feelings, but that's what people don't do. They hide behind stuff, and they don't come out and talk
But
about
the
it.
thing is, Miss Jackie, you don't think that us having a child would give you the opportunity to be a grandmother? You haven't really been a grandmother to Z.
No, I haven't.
It's selfish.
And I can
You wish
take that too.
on us.
Well, people don't need to have no more babies that they can't take care of.
But we're not talking about people. We're talking about specifically me and your son.
Well, I just feel that y'all don't need no babies right now that y'all can't take care of. Babies are
we
responsibility.
don't ask anybody for
And
anything.
but-
Nobody pays our bills. Nobody
That's-
does
that's
anything
true.
for us.
Calm down. Why are you getting so upset?
Because since 21 years old, Richard and I have been taking care of our responsibilities. You had help. Richard will tell everybody he was raised by his grandparents. You had help.
I did have help, but
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying.
what?
We didn't have
But
help,
you
and we
know
still
what?
did it.
Even though Richard was raised by his grandparents, the money was coming from me, because I still had to buy clothes. I still had to buy shoes. I still had to send him to school. All the money wasn't just coming from them.
You have to provide for a child, but it's not just about money. I think that we are damn good parents.
Oh no, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that y'all are not. Y'all are. But
Right.
I just don't feel right now that another child should come into
I
situation
just feel like who are you to
conflict.
judge that?
I'm not judging it. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Your feelings are misplaced, and I don't understand where they even come from.
This is what this conversation is about. Since you have been with Richard, and since I have seen the progress that you both are taking as a couple, then I understand now. I did not understand the relationship, and now I understand that there's certain things that you are going to get him to do. There's certain ways that you do push him to be a better person, and that's all that I wanted you to do. That's all I wanted to know that you were doing, to push him to be a better person, and you be a better person. Whether it's going back to school to be more educated, or helping him with his business, which I see you helping him all the time. So that has made me change my mind and change some of the things that I was thinking about you. Because, like you said, I didn't know that y'all were planning on getting married. I thought that was all a publicity stunt. I didn't think that it was for real. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what this conversation is about.
Instagram. You can look at my Instagram right now. I don't have not one post. I don't care what
Right.
people think or how they feel when it comes to
Absolutely.
me and my husband.
Okay, and I understand that. But see, I did not know you, Epiphany, then. I did not know you, and that's what I'm trying to do now, is trying to get a better handle on who you are as a person. So I understand this was an emotional conversation for you. You know, you asked me some questions. You confronted me with some things that I needed to hear, especially about the relationship with my son and a relationship with my granddaughter. And I thank you for that. But that's what this conversation had to take place. Do you not agree?
I absolutely agree. I
mean,
feel like
can you keep going around and around in the circle and evading the questions? It eventually has to come out, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, we can get in deeply about some other stuff. I mean, because this is not a conversation that can just last for an hour or two. This is something that needs to be addressed, even deeper questions. But how can you fix something if you don't come and sit down? Everything is not gonna always be a nice conversation. I have uneasy conversations every day. What else do you feel like you need? I mean, I'm really sorry that hurt your feelings, but I mean,
Nothing that you said hurt my feelings aside from the fact that you are wishing that we don't conceive. That hurts
no,
more than
I don't say
anything.
that I'm wishing you don't conceive. I'm just saying right now I don't think you should.
I'm done
So
with
you
this
don't-
conversation
so-
for today. I'm
For
done.
today, so right now you don't really feel like you want us to continue with another day. Maybe when you get a little bit more composure
Yeah.
and you think and you think about what was said.
It's
But
sensitive as hell.
no, you asked for us to sit down and talk
That's just
and
rude.
just to put everything on. What you said, it's been a decade.
I just feel like you just
What
don't
has it
even
been
have,
like a decade?
You don't have good reason
I just
behind.
don't feel right now that another child should be involved. You both.
But why
need
is
to
that
just
your
take-
concern? Why is that your business?
And I haven't voiced that to you. This is something that I'm saying. This is a question that I have asked myself, and I'm saying I hope that they're not thinking about having any more kids right now. I've never said that to you though, and I never said that to Richard.
That's crazy.
Okay, I
But
never
you've been
said that
thinking about
to
it
either
all
one
these
of you.
years. You've been thinking about it all these years. Like,
Okay, so let's pause on this conversation and let's get together in a where we can marinate on on what has taken place today, and we just get
yeah,
together.
we just don't need to talk about my wound.
Okay, I mean, hey,
Fine.
that's respect. That's fine.
Like, that's my business.
Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
But then, I mean, I asked you, what are you hiding? Is there something that you're hiding?
I'm not hiding anything.
Anything? Okay. Well, we good with that. We'll just take some time and think about everything. The next time we come together, because this is a session that can't just be one. You can't have one healing session. There has to be other healing sessions.
Yeah.
So we will take some time, think about what we said, and come back and see if we can find a common ground and resolution to building a relationship. What do you think?
I agree. This was good.
Here I come again, Selassie son, Selassie son. See, be strong, stand firm, leave no stone.